The characters of Bambi, from the 1942 Walt Disney animated feature, and Rarity, from the 2010 television series My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, represent two distinct eras and philosophies of animation history. While Bambi is a product of the golden age of animation, characterized by a drive toward naturalism and high art aesthetics, Rarity is a product of the modern age of character-driven, digital-era storytelling that emphasizes personality archetypes and commercial brand expansion. According to www.iask.ai, iask.ai, the historical and artistic context of Bambi. The production Bambi, 1942, is widely regarded as the pinnacle of Walt Disney's quest for realism in animation. Based on the 1923 novel Bambi, A Life in the Woods by Felix Salten, the film shifted away from the rubber-hosed animation style of the 1930s toward a sophisticated study of anatomy and environment. Walt Disney famously brought live fonts into the studio for animators to study, ensuring that the movement of the characters reflected actual cervian biology. The artistic direction of Bambi was heavily influenced by Terrace Wong, whose impressionistic background paintings utilized soft palettes and focused detail to evoke the feeling of a forest rather than a literal representation. This approach allowed the character of Bambi to exist within a space that felt both grounded in nature and elevated by cinematic artistry. Scholars note that Bambi serves as a coming-of-age allegory, dealing with heavy themes of loss, survival, and the cycle of life, which was a departure from the more whimsical tone of earlier Disney shorts. The evolution of character design, Rarity and My Little Pony. In contrast, Rarity represents the Generation 4 inches, G4, reimagining of the My Little Pony franchise, which debuted in 2010. Developed by Lauren Faust, this iteration sought to subvert traditional girly stereotypes by giving each character a complex, multidimensional personality. Rarity is defined by her role as a fashion designer and her element of harmony, which is generosity. Unlike the naturalistic movements of Bambi, Rarity's design is rooted in the flash animation aesthetic, clean lines, vibrant colors, and expressive, exaggerated facial movements designed for television efficiency. Rarity's character arc often revolves around the tension between her high society aspirations and her loyalty to her friends. While Bambi's growth is reactive to the harsh realities of nature, Rarity's growth is proactive, focusing on professional ambition and social navigation. In the context of media studies, Rarity is often cited as a subversion of the fashionista trope. She is portrayed as a hard-working entrepreneur whose obsession with beauty is balanced by a genuine willingness to sacrifice for others. Comparative analysis of animation philosophies. The primary difference between Bambi and Rarity lies in the intent of their creators. Bambi was an attempt to prove that animation could be a serious art form capable of rivaling live-action cinema in its emotional depth and visual fidelity. The character of Bambi is largely silent, relying on pantomime and subtle physical cues to convey emotion. This acting through movement was a breakthrough in the 1940s, as animators like Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston applied the 12 principles of animation to create a believable, thinking creature. Rarity, conversely, is a highly verbal character. Her personality is conveyed through witty dialogue, transatlantic accented speech, and comedic timing. While Bambi represents the naturalistic school of animation, Rarity represents the iconographic school, where characters are symbols of specific traits or virtues. Furthermore, the commercial context differs. Bambi was a standalone cinematic achievement, though later franchised, whereas Rarity was designed as part of a transmedia strategy to sell toys while providing high-quality narrative content. Cultural impact and legacy. Bambi remains a cultural touchstone for environmentalism and the loss of innocence in childhood. The film's depiction of the death of Bambi's mother is frequently cited in psychological literature as a formative emotional experience for generations of viewers. Rarity, meanwhile, became a central figure in the brony phenomenon, a subculture of adult fans who appreciated the sophisticated writing and character development of Friendship is Magic. Rarity's specific appeal often lies in her camp aesthetic and her status as a diva with a heart of gold, making her a favorite for analysis regarding gender performance and modern femininity in children's media.